Shalom, Shalom Israel. This is your brother Yawana coming back at y'all with Lord's will, another edifying lesson. First and foremost, as always, before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all the praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere Akyam wa Akwaf, you brothers along with your few sisters who are given all diligence in these last days, right through the mercy and grace of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, coming back with another updated prophecy type lesson. And as you can see, today we're going to start right here in naturalnews.com and really have two articles, and they're both from this website, which for those of you that don't already know about this website, I would highly recommend checking it out. There's a lot of good source of information and a lot of good articles to keep you updated in the news and what's going on in the world, man, because as we know, man, mainstream media is controlled by the elites, and they pretty much keep in there what they want you to see. There's many videos and compilations of different mainstream media such as CNN, Fox News, CBS. They all are scripted and they're all saying the same thing. Okay, because at the end of the day, you know, media goes back to the Greek goddess, I believe, Medea, which that's where you get Tyler Perry's Medea, which she was the goddess of illusion. Okay, and I believe deceit, right? Because really when you look at Medea, Tyler Perry's Medea, it's not a real woman, right? Medea is not a woman. She's a man portraying a woman character, you know, but that's really what media is, man. It's just one big illusion. It's a bunch of distractions, a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Okay, and that's why, you know, we have to go to alternative news sites and websites and whatnot, because that's where you'll find true information. Okay, that's where you're truly going to be told, you know, so because even sometimes you have to chew up the meat, spit out the bones. But there's more truth to these alternative news sites than there is to the mainstream news. Okay? But I want to bring out these articles because Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai was making major chess moves through, you know, from the past couple months, you know, really when this whole so-called border crisis started. Okay, where you had hundreds of thousands of, you know, different, you know, northern tribes. You had Hamites, which are Africans. You had Elamites, which were the Indian people from India. Okay, you had Moab and Ammon, which are Japanese and Chinese men coming over through these open borders, man. And there might have been a few couple, you know, family, man, and a woman and some children here and there. Very rarely you would see that. What you would see is predominantly men coming over here. And these men, you know, were, you know, looked up and they were researched and they were verified. And a lot of these men have military background, or they were in prison and they had terrorist, history within their past. And a lot of these men, you know, had a very destructive background. And that's not to say all of them, but again, there was a lot of men that were coming over here that, you know, they trace back to being linked to terrorism and violence and prison. And they're now over here, okay, stationed all throughout the states. Okay, then that was a major chess move from the Lord. And a lot of average Americans, those without the eyes to see, those without the light, those without this truth, right, and this knowledge, they saw it as just something that happened. Yeah, it sucked now, less space, whatever. But the Lord was doing this for a reason. Okay? And I was really going to bring this scripture out a little bit later, but I'll read it now. This is Jeremiah 51:14. It says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. So the Lord filled this place with men. Okay, again, there was maybe a couple women here and there, but all these videos that were coming out, and maybe are still coming out, were nothing but men crossing these borders. And they were fit, they looked active, they looked like soldiers. Okay? These were no average Joes coming over here. Hell, there's even certain, you know, claims and, you know, videos of men in all black coming over here, blending in with the crowd. So why was this happening? Because first and foremost, it was the will of the Lord for this whole border crisis to happen, right? But the Lord was making major chess moves, man, and it went over a lot of people's head. The Lord's bringing has brought a lot of these different Israelites over here through these borders to be saved. Who knows? A lot of them could be of the elect. Okay, but a lot of these different other nations, and Ham and Moab and Ammon, the Lord brought them over here to execute judgment upon 2/3, man. Right? To ultimately stir up trouble and cause chaos here in America. And that's exactly what we're getting ready to see. Okay, there's already been a bunch of different claims of these people over here starting terrorism. A lot of them are robbing stores, robbing hundreds of thousands of dollars of worth of product and inventory, and they were ultimately stealing off houses. And this is naturalnews.com. It says 8 illegal aliens suspected to be terrorists arrested in New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. Hell, there was even a man that came over. He looked like an Elamite. And he basically said, you don't know who I am, but soon you will know who I am. And that man was said to be linked back to be a terrorist, man. His background was nothing but that. Okay, and it's not very far-fetched, because 9 out of 10 men that are crossing over here, I'll probably say 8 out of 10 men, are linked back to terrorism and violence and, destructive behavior. Okay, and it's not nothing for us to be worried about. Okay, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai watches over us. Okay, by the way of the angels, man. So we're not worried about these different individuals crossing over here. If anything, we actually give praise to the Lord, because this again could be this could be the Lord making a major chess move and furthering us into the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, it really is a major sign that we're coming closer, because a lot of these men that came over here, they were told that in the near future they were going to be given a call, and they were going to gear up and get their weapons, and they're going to go out and do, what do you think they're going to go out and do? Okay, they're going to go out and do exactly what they were commanded to do, because a lot of them are mercenaries, man. And this might sound crazy to a lot of you people. See, this isn't for you unbelievers, you people who think you know it all, and you just, people, you without the spirit. Okay, really. And I'm not trying to boast myself like I'm this great individual, but this truth isn't for you people out there who don't believe in the Bible, man, who don't see things through a spiritual lens. Okay, because these men that came over here were not no damn people. A lot of them could have been individuals looking for a better life, because they're coming from crazy places, crazy backgrounds, or lifestyles. But a lot of these men that came over here, that the Lord put over here, was for this right here, the sleeper cells. The definition of a sleeper cell, it says a sleeper cell is a group of operatives, spies, or terrorists living in secret among a targeted community, waiting for instructions or an opportunity to act. So a lot of these different individuals are terrorists, spies, right? Secret groups of operatives living in secret, right? They blend in with the crowd. They dress the same. They live the same. Hell, they talk the same. But they're not really, like everybody else. They have a job and they're on a mission. Okay, and their mission is to cause chaos, right, and havoc. And that's what a lot of them are going to be used to do, man. Okay? So a lot of these people that y'all saw come over were in fact sleeper cells. And I wanted to read this quick story on the Trojan horse, because a lot of you may know about it, right, but we're going to read it. And this is a Wikipedia. It says, in Greek mythology, the Trojan horse, right, was a wooden horse said to have been used by the Greeks during the Trojan War to enter the city of Troy and win the war. The Trojan horse is not mentioned in Homer's Iliad, with the poem ending before the war is concluded, and it is only briefly mentioned in the Odyssey. But in the Aeneid by Virgil, after a fruitless 10-year siege, the Greeks constructed a huge wooden horse at the behest of Odysseus and hid a select force of men inside, including Odysseus himself. The Greeks pretended to sail away, and the Trojans pulled the horse into their city as a victory trophy. That night the Greek force crept out of the horse and opened the gates for the rest of the Greek army, which had sailed back under the cover of darkness. The Greeks entered and destroyed the city, ending the war. Okay, so they pretty much used, they used this horse with men inside, for them to ultimately take, thinking that they fled away, seeing that they're sailing away. And as soon as these men go to sleep, thinking everything's cool, what happened, right? These men that were in that horse came out, opened the gates for the rest of the men to come in, and they besieged the city, man. Okay, so that's exactly what happened now. A Trojan horse, right? These men came over here looking, harmless, just looking like that horse. It looked harmless. They thought it was a victory trophy. Okay, but as they thought it was a victory trophy, it was actually their demise. It was actually their destruction. See? It says metaphorically, a Trojan horse has come to mean any trick or stratagem that causes a target to invite a foe into a securely protected bastion or place. A malicious computer program that tricks users. That's the point. Yeah, and that's ultimately the point. Okay, it says a Trojan horse has come to mean any trick or stratagem that causes a target to invite a foe into a securely protected bastion or place. Okay, and they open the borders, man. And see, a lot of this stuff, is done by the Lord. Obviously, the Lord controls everything, but a lot of this is smoke and mirrors, man. And Esau is behind it. Okay, like Biden, constantly telling Texas to keep these borders open. Who knows? These elites, man, could very well have been behind, even allowing for this to happen, which wouldn't be a surprise. The scriptures say, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Okay, but nevertheless, this was a major chess move by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because this is exactly what a lot of them are going to do. And this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40 in the GNT. It says, listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle. Get ready for the days to come. Okay? Because as we know that these men that came over here, vast majority of them were sleeper cells and agents and spies ready to, waiting for instruction to act in the near future. We understand that we're living in the last days and we're only getting closer to the end. We're only getting closer to that great tribulation that's written of in these scriptures. That's why the Lord's saying, listen, man, get ready. Okay? Get ready for these things. Don't have it in your mind that nothing's happening and nothing has happened, because that's the mindset of the people. And that's why when shit hits the fan, they're going to get caught up as a snare in that day. They're going to be caught in a trap. Okay, because they weren't watching. They weren't paying attention. They didn't really believe the things that happened that were being broken down through the Lord's men were actually happening. It says because some people think the men of the Lord out here saying these things. It's just because the Lord had us saying it when it all started happening, and then look, all the information and research that came out with who these men were: spies, mercenaries, sleeper cells. It all was true. Okay, so that just goes to show you the Lord has us speaking these things, like Yahushua said. It's not you that speaketh, but the Spirit of your Father that speaketh in you. It says when the disasters come, you must live as people whose home is not in this world. Yeah, we have to live in a mindset that our home isn't this world. Okay, our home is the world to come, wherein dwelleth righteousness, and that's what we're fighting to get to the kingdom. Merchants must not expect to make a profit from what they sell. They must be ready to run for their lives. Their customers must accept to lose whatever they buy. Whoever builds a house shall not plan to live in it, because at the end of the day, it's all going to be taken away. Farmers should not expect to harvest their crops or pick their grapes. Those who marry must not expect to have children, and those who don't marry must live as if they had been widowed. Anything that is done will be useless. Foreigners will harvest their crops, seize the wealth, tear down the houses, and carry off the children as slaves. And, you had a Hamite African man. It was a group of them staying on the side of the street, I believe in New York. And this was during the whole border crisis. And a man had went up and interviewed them, and he said, what are you going to do? If y'all can't have money, and a house and food. He said, well, we're going to take it. He's like, and we're going to rape women, and they said these things, man. So the Lord had us saying that these different men that came over here were going to resort to violence. And a lot of prophetic scriptures are going to be fulfilled in the days to come where, hey, women are going to be ravished, kids dashed to pieces. He literally said that they're going to take women, they're going to ravish them, and they're going to do what they want with them, and they're going to take their kids, and they're going to do the same thing, and they're going to kidnap them, they're going to eat them. He literally said that, man. And if I find the video, I'll try to repost it, but, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, foreigners, right, strangers, man. And a lot of those strangers and foreigners are going to be those people that the Lord brought over here. It says foreigners will harvest the crops, seize the wealth, tear down the houses, and carry off the children as slaves. Anyone who has children will be bringing them up to be slaves or to die of starvation. Okay, it says, and that's the point that I wanted to grab. I don't want to make this lesson too long. I just wanted to bring this out. Matter of fact, I might read a little bit of this before I end it out. This is naturalnews.com, and it says feds over 52,000 special interest aliens, including potential terrorists, have crossed the Texas border since October. It says authorities recently reported that over 50,000 special interest aliens have been encountered at the United States border since October 1st, 2023, and Syrian nationals were among those who have illegally entered the Texas border. The announcement, see, you even have nations that are coming over here that hate America, okay, coming right through the borders free. The announcement came on the same day the Texas Department of Public Safety apprehended 31 illegal migrants in Maverick County, right on the border with Mexico. The migrants included 2 Syrian nationals who had been living in Venezuela. The other 29 were from Colombia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Peru, Honduras, Venezuela, and the Dominican Republic. And some of them were coming from Congo as well, man. They were taken into custody and brought to the Val Verde Processing Center in Del Rio. The video that was posted on X, formerly Twitter, by TXDPS spokesperson Chris Oliveras included the Syrians talking about their plight to reach Texas. One follower commented, "Just walked from Syria wearing a perfectly starched and spotless white shirt," referring to the border crosser who was wearing a clean shirt, despite claiming to have walked from Venezuela to Colombia, rode a boat from Colombia to Nicaragua, walked again from Nicaragua to Honduras to Guatemala to Mexico until they reached the Texas border. Meanwhile, another social media user replied in the thread saying, "ISIS undercover operatives." And very well indeed, man. Vast majority of them, or some of them. It says Chief of U.S. Border Patrol Jason Owens also revealed the significant number of SIAs encountered this fiscal year, with the San Diego sector accounting for 88% of the apprehensions. He referred to them as special interest migrants, a term initially introduced by the Department of Homeland Security. According to DHS, an SAI is a non-American who, based on travel patterns, might pose a national security risk to the U.S. or its interests, often linked to potential terrorism. U.S. Fleet Forces Command Admiral Daryl Cloud recently discussed how the surge of SIAs raising national security concerns. And that's why the Pentagon, I believe they even said a couple months back when this was all happening, they look around and they see flashing red lights. They see red flags everywhere, man. Okay, because they ultimately know what's going on, man. More than the average person, you know. But we know more than the average person because the Spirit of the Lord has revealed these things to us on what's really going on and what the truth and reality really is. Okay, it says. He said on Fox News that the frequent attempts by foreign nationals to penetrate military bases occur two or three times a week. Okay? So, and I've even heard report how different, U.S. generals, are getting spied on at least 2 to 3 times a week by different, random men. Okay, why? Because they're mercenaries. They're spies. Okay, living in secret, ultimately on a mission. Right now, they're just spying and scoping things out. But, hey, here pretty soon, what's going to happen? They're going to get activated, man. This thing of our military bases getting penetrated by foreign nationals is happening more and more. You see that? Military bases being penetrated by foreign nationals more and more. And we just read foreigners are going to tear down houses. That's coming soon, really, in Jacob's trouble. But, we're in the pre-stages, okay? We're in the calm before the storm, right? It says, this thing of our military bases getting penetrated by foreign nationals is happening more and more. This is something we see probably 2 or 3 times a week where we're stopping these folks at the gate, he said. And this is just Navy alone, where we're seeing folks trying to come in. Yeah, so ain't no telling to what's really going on, man. It says in December, there was an all-time monthly record of migrants encounters with 250,000 crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. In the first 3 weeks of May, the U.S. Border Patrol reported a daily average of 3,700 apparitions of migrants, according to internal government data obtained by CBS News. He seemed not to be bothered by the burgeoning number of illegal aliens and the people's opinion via surveys regarding his weak border policies. In fact, in his first days in office, Biden used his executive authority to end the Remain in Mexico policy of former President Donald Trump that helped curb fraudulent asylum claims that have overwhelmed the southern border. All right, yada, yada, yada. Okay, but the point is made, and this is from the 11th. And what's today? I believe today is the 13th or the 12th. I believe today's, what is today? I think today's, these days are getting mixed up, man. Slovakia. All right, and then again, 8 illegal aliens suspected to be terrorists arrested in New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. Right, so there's a lot going on, man. Okay, and these different men that came over here, the Lord planted them over here to ultimately, for the time to come. But we believe this, man. This is no joke what's happening or what has happened and what the Lord did. Again, this was a major chess move. That's why, the point is made. So I'm going to end it off here. Right. This is Mark. So like it, bear with me. Chapter 13. And verse 33. It says, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is." Yeah, we don't know when Jacob's trouble is going to happen. And really, we don't know when Yahushua is coming back first and foremost. But that's why we watch as well as pray. "For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house, and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to watch, okay, and pray. Watch for what? The prophecies, different events, different movements, different, claims, and, whatever we can, okay? Because every single day it's like more and more happens. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to think nothing's happening, okay? So the more that we stay updated, the more that, we stay in a mindset of, okay, we're getting closer and closer. And knowing that we're getting closer and closer, our faith is going to stay solid. Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem El Shai will continue to work on us and within us. Okay, and continue to give us, keep our eyes open, man. Because again, there's a lot going on. And like I said, Lord willing, man, this week has just been crazy. A lot going on, man. Personally, Lord willing, you Akim Akwaf can send up some prayers, as well as, myself always sending up prayers for you, brothers, man. Since the day the Lord's had me, pushing this truth, I'm always sending up prayers. And I don't know you brothers personally, man, but hey, for you brothers, man, and you few sisters that do watch, I pray Yahweh Bashem El Shai continue to be with you, continue to keep you, and may the blessing of election be upon your house. So with that, I hope and pray this was edifying. I like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom, stay strong, and keep the faith, no matter what. Shalom.